If you lived through the gangster rap era, then I'm sure you remember the West Coast versus East Coast beef that seemed to have the attention of the world. A lot of modern day hip hop culture was birthed during these unforgettable times. Gang affiliated music, gangster rap, and fashion statements were born. Today, we're going to be taking a look at the sneakers that defined West Coast hip hop culture. Kicking off our list is the classic Nike Cortez, a shoe that has become synonymous with West Coast gang culture and hip-hop. First released in 1972, the Cortez quickly gained popularity among gang members, particularly the Crips, due to its sleek design and blue colorway. As West Coast gangster rap started gaining momentum in the late 80s, the Nike Cortez became a staple in music video and lyrics, cementing its status as a symbol of West Coast hip-hop culture. Notable artists like Snoop Dogg and Eazy-E embraced the Cortez as part of their wardrobe. Fast forward to modern day West Coast hip hop, and you'll see rappers like Kendrick Lamar showing love to the Cortez. Growing up in Compton, Kendrick has often been seen wearing the Cortez, and the sneaker became a symbol of his background and heritage. In fact, in 2017, Kendrick announced a partnership with Nike specifically focusing on the Nike Cortez. This collab was a natural fit given his history with the silhouette and its cultural significance on the West Coast. And in 2018, Kendrick and Nike released their first collab, the Kung Fu Kenny Cortez. The sneaker featured a red and black colorway and the words "Don't Trip" running down the tongue pull tab and Chinese characters on the heel. Kendrick's affiliation with the Nike Cortez continued with the release of several other collabs, such as the Cortez Kenny 3 and then the Cortez house shoes that they made that were kind of like slippers and had no laces. The partnership with Nike that Kendrick did paid homage to his roots, West Coast culture, and his personal experiences. Another shoe that played a significant role in West Coast gangster rap is the Converse Chuck Taylor All-Star. Originally a basketball shoe way back in the 1930s, the All-Star quickly transcended the courts and found its way into the streets. The All-Star became a go-to choice for many up-and-coming rappers and gang members alike. Gangs like the Bloods and the Crips would often wear red or blue All-Stars to showcase their allegiance to their gang. West Coast artists like Eazy-E, Dr. Dre, and Ice Cube have all been seen wearing All-Stars, making them an iconic part of West Coast hip-hop culture. Chucks were featured on the album cover to Eazy-E's second EP. It's on 187 Killa, released in 1993. And if you fast forward about a decade, the All-Stars were prominently featured on the cover of the Game's album cover for the album The Documentary. The rims the Game is sitting on are 100-spoke gold wheels commonly seen on lowriders in Compton, and featured in many iconic rap music videos from the 90s. The Puma Suede. Puma's Suede model also left its mark on West Coast gangster rap culture. Released in 1968, the Puma Suede quickly gained popularity among breakdancers, skateboarders, and hip-hop artists for its sleek design and comfort. The shoe's availability in various colorways made it easy for gang members to represent their affiliations, with Bloods often opting for the iconic red suede Puma Clydes. Now, I know what you're thinking, the Puma Suede is more an 80s East Coast b-boy type sneaker, but the black and white colorway was a massive go-to for cats on the West Coast. Before his untimely death in 2019, West Coast hip-hop legend Nipsey Hussle was a brand ambassador for Puma and played a significant role in promoting and collaborating with the company. Nip's partnership with Puma was more than just a typical celebrity endorsement. It was rooted in community and empowerment. As part of their collaboration, Nipsey Hussle and Puma worked on a range of projects including exclusive merchandise drops, charitable initiatives, and the revitalization of local basketball courts in his hometown of Los Angeles. One of the most notable collaborations between Nipsey and Puma was the release of the Puma and the Marathon Continues collection. The collection featured a range of apparel and footwear with design elements inspired by Nipsey's personal style and his dedication to the community. Proceeds from the sales of the collection went towards supporting local businesses and organizations in the Crenshaw district, where Nipsey grew up and remained deeply connected to throughout his entire life. Rest in peace to Nipsey Hussle, one of my favorite artists of all time. The Reebok Classic. Reebok's classic model gained traction in the West Coast hip-hop scene during the 90s and 2000s. Known for its simple design and comfort, the Reebok Classic, specifically the Nylon pair, was a huge part of the West Coast look. Kendrick Lamar, the acclaimed rapper from Compton, California, has had a notable partnership with Reebok, particularly through his collaboration on the Reebok Classic. Lamar's vision for the collaboration was to promote unity and break down barriers between rival gangs in his hometown. In 2015, Kendrick Lamar and Reebok released a special edition of the Reebok Classic leather called the Neutral colorway. The design was inspired by the idea of bridging the gap between the Bloods and Crips, two notorious gangs in Los Angeles. The sneakers featured a predominantly white color scheme, symbolizing peace and unity, but the most notable design elements were the red and blue accents on each shoe, representing the colors of the rival gangs with red and blue inscriptions on the heel tabs. The tongue tags had neutral inscribed on them, emphasizing the theme of neutrality and unity between the two gangs. Kendrick's collaboration with Reebok aimed to send a powerful message against gang violence and promoting peace and unity within his community. The sneakers were not only a stylish and sought-after release, but also served as a symbol of hope for positive change in the streets of Los Angeles. Reebok were set to drop a collab on a Reebok classic in a blue colorway that they dubbed the Nipsey Hussle Quick Strike. Although Nipsey's name is not explicitly mentioned on the shoe, there are several details that seem to imply a connection. The most notable is the rich and rollin' text on the heel tabs, which could be a reference to an older track from the California rapper called Rich Roll. Additionally, the DeBoss, Crenshaw, and Slauson graphics on the heel coincide with Nipsey's hometown neighborhood. And of course, the shoe's blue colorway could be seen as symbolic of his Crip gang affiliation. Apparently, the sneaker was never co-signed by Nipsey, and he took to Twitter to call Reebok out, stating that you don't reproduce trademark logos, Crenshaw, All Money in Nipsey Hussle, without a contract. That's just business. Reebok has no contract or agreement in any form, and they are profiting from LA gang culture that's not for sale by me. Hey, between you and I think these sneakers are super fire. Also, if you're enjoying this video, why not consider subscribing to the channel so that you can watch more videos just like this one. The Vans Old Skool. As West Coast hip-hop began to mature, so did sneaker culture. The Vans Old Skool, originally a skateboarding shoe, started to gain popularity among rappers for its simple design and versatility. Artists like Tyler the Creator, Kendrick Lamar, and YG all had Vans Old Skools in their rotation constantly. Before establishing his own partnership with Converse, Tyler was frequently seen wearing Vans, specifically the Vans Old Skool and Vans Authentic models. And in 2013, Tyler and his collective Odd Future collaborated with Vans to release a limited edition line of the Vans Syndicate Old Skool Pro S shoes. This collab featured the iconic Vans Old Skool silhouette with a vibrant color palette and unique detailing such as the Odd Future donut logo and an emblem often associated with Tyler the Creator and his group. Tyler's association with Vans played a significant role in popularizing the brand within the hip-hop and streetwear community, as his unique style and influential presence attracted fans and followers alike. Alright, let's talk about the relationship between the Nike Air Force One and hip-hop in general, and it runs deep. Introduced in 1982 as a basketball shoe, the Air Force One quickly transcended the world of sports and became an integral part of the emerging hip-hop scene. The sneaker's popularity in the hip-hop community can be attributed to several factors, including its clean, versatile design and the range of available colorways that this shoe had. I mean, they had a ton of them. But the iconic all-white and all-black versions allowed for easy customization and personal expression, and that's why the sneaker just became so popular. Many hip-hop artists have also directly referenced the Air Force One in their lyrics and music videos, further solidifying its connection to the culture. The most famous example of this is of course the 2002 song Air Force Ones by the rapper Nelly, which was obviously a tribute to the iconic sneaker. Many West Coast rappers have embraced the Air Force Ones as part of their signature style too. Artists like Ice Cube, Dr. Dre, and Snoop Dogg have been known to sport the classic sneaker in their music videos, on stage, and in everyday life. The Air Jordan line, which has seen numerous iterations and models over the years, has consistently been at the forefront of sneaker culture. With their innovative designs, premium materials, and exclusivity, Air Jordans have garnered a loyal following among sneaker enthusiasts, including those in the West Coast hip-hop scene. Oh yeah, and for drug dealers and rappers on the West Coast, the latest Air Jordan models were considered must-haves due to their high price points, limited availability, and connection to Michael Jordan's success. Owning a pair of Air Jordans was a way to demonstrate one's wealth and taste, as well as to align oneself with the winning attitude and competitive spirit embodied by Michael Jordan himself. Many West Coast rappers have referenced Air Jordans in their lyrics, further cementing the sneaker status within the hip-hop community. Artists like Kendrick Lamar, The Game, Nipsey Hussle have all mentioned Air Jordans in their songs. Jordans are always going to maintain their iconic status within the hip-hop community and beyond. The Fila Grant Hill 2. Maybe the NBA's biggest what if? Grant Hill was unstoppable in his prime, and back in 1996, his second signature shoe with Fila was also unstoppable. This basketball shoe gained notoriety when Tupac donned it in the album booklet for his iconic All Eyes on Me record. The sneaker had a giant F on the side, and on the bottom of the shoe, on the outsole, there's also a giant Fila and a giant F, and that's what Tupac was showcasing in the album booklet for All Eyes on Me. And the Grant Hill 2 became kind of a symbol of West Coast hip-hop style for a bit. Not for long, but definitely in the 90s, you know, when this album came out in high school, these were the sneakers to have. So yeah, the sneakers association with Tupac, one of the most influential rappers of all time still to this day, and specifically on the West Coast, only added to its legendary status within the culture. The Grant Hill 2s, man, what can I say? The K-Swiss Classic. Originally a tennis shoe that gained popularity in West Coast gangster rap circles due to its clean design and association with South Central LA's gang culture. Its simple low-top silhouette made it a versatile option for those looking to make a statement without drawing too much attention to themselves. West Coast rapper YG, known for his ties to the Blood Street Gang, even collaborated with K-Swiss on a special edition of the K-Swiss Classic. The collaboration further solidified the speaker's connection to the West Coast hip-hop scene and its enduring influence on the genre's fashion choices. Did everyone in your high school rock these with khakis? Because that's what I remember back in my day. But anyways, thanks so much for watching. We'll see you guys in the next one. Bye for now. Peace.